And it's interesting. Interesting. I just know Lotte no fits. Da 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 da. Kamuto nyan 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 funyang. Kamuto nyan 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 funyang. Kamuto yawaraka Lotte no fits. That's a chewing gum from the Korean company Lotte, and I thought Nabi Mama knows that, so I was like singing and dancing that for her, but she was like, what? She didn't recognize it, so I'm like, eh? You guys have like Lotte hotels, you have Lotte shopping malls, Lotte everything, and you don't know the Lotte chewing gum? I know it from Japan, from all the commercials. They do like a shit ton of commercials. Maybe that's just one thing that Lotte does mostly in Japan and not in Korea. Fascinating. Yeah, of course I know that. Jingle! It's like burned into my brain from a million commercials. They always get these celebrities and idols and all that to dance to the commercials. I don't know if they still do it nowadays, but they definitely used to do it. I know the dance, because I'm famous, just kidding. Please do the dance when you can do 3D again. Oh, I can. Oh, Cow Carrot, good that you're here. You can like put everything together. Okay, so we went there. Da 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 da! Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you about my last day with Nabi Mama. The day before my flight. You wanna hear the story? Do you wanna hear? Yeah? Yes, please? Oh, you wanna hear story? Okay, so on the last day, the plan was to go to the world's biggest indoor amusement park. It's called Lotte World. Have you heard about it? I think on this day, again, it was supposed to rain. I don't think it did, but if it rained, you know, it would have been fine because we would have been in Lotte World, haha. So I wanted to eat lunch right away after we were going to meet. We met like actually pretty late, I guess. I think it was maybe like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. already. Yeah, she came to my hotel again to pick me up. And then she gave me... There's an enemy here! She gave you an enemy? Did I? She gave me a choice. She gave me a choice. She was like, do you wanna eat tteokbokki? Because we haven't had that yet. Or do you wanna eat kimbap? Because that's also another thing that I haven't had yet at that point and was one of the things on my list. Although tteokbokki is usually spicy. And I said tteokbokki even though I was worried about not being able to eat it. But the thing is, Nabi Mama told me about this special tteokbokki. There's a cream tteokbokki. You know, normally it looks really red. That's why you know it's spicy. But there's a cream tteokbokki version that's supposedly not spicy. And there's some places that have that. So we were gonna go to a chain restaurant that has a tteokbokki buffet. That chain restaurant that's supposed to have it. She saw it before and she never tried it before. She said she wanted to try it anyway. So we went there. Just walking to the restaurant already made me feel overheated again. The fucking humidity. I can't. This Phoenix cannot handle heat, okay? I admit it. But we went there and then while we walked there, we passed through some cute streets. Not really cute, just normal streets. But there was like a tiny baby kimbap place. Just really tiny, like it doesn't look like anything special. It was just like a tiny place where they were making it, selling it to go mostly, but also there were 2 seats inside, 2 tiny seats. Basically just the width of the space where you could sit was like 1 square meter, but you could get kimbap there. And I was like, oh look, there's kimbap there. But we walked by because we wanted to get we wanted to get the tteokbokki, cream tteokbokki. So we walked to the tteokbokki place and we enter and we take a seat. It's like one of those shabu shabu places where you cook on your own seat. Like there's a heating plate and they start by cooking some water in like a bowl thingy. And then you have like these, at least in this case, you get like your own little kochtöpfe, cooking pots, like tiny ones out of metal or something, to go grab some ingredients at the buffet. So we grab the pots and then you're supposed to get the tteokbokki sauce for the tteokbokki. you're supposed to get it at the buffet. So we walk around the buffet like 5 times and we just can't find the fucking sauce. And then Nabi Mama asks the staff and they're like, even though they normally have it at this place, they said they have every sauce today except for that cream tteokbokki sauce. And we were like, man, we went all the way here. We were ready to eat tteokbokki. And you don't have the right sauce right now. So that was a problem. We couldn't find that. So we left. We actually left because we didn't do anything yet. We didn't grab any food. It was just the water cooking. That's it. So we were like, sorry. Then we actually... I really can't eat the spicy stuff. So we're actually gonna leave. Very sumimasen, sorry. We came for that. So, you know, kind of sad. Yeah, but yeah. We were planning to go to Lotte World after lunch, so we wasted a little bit of time. Then we sat outside the restaurant for a while. Nabi Mama said, okay, I'm gonna try to find another place, but she was looking up on the phone like other places, just like the same chain. We couldn't really find something close or so. So what we did instead, we were like, okay, how about we eat kimbap instead? And then we ended up going to that tiny, super, like, tiny, not special looking kimbap place that I mentioned before. With, like, literally seating space of 1 square meter. But it was nice. It was fine. I mean, that's the only kimbap I've tried so far, so I can't say if it's, like, super good or decent or whatever. Nabi Mama did say that that kimbap was a little bit different than others. I don't know how, but it was still kimbap, definitely. So we got like 4 different flavors. One was with chicken, one was with tuna, one was with something that translated to flying, some kind of flying fish. And what was the other one? I did write it to someone on Twitter in a reply. Somebody was like, oh, this is not even fish kimbap. And how do you know? Yeah, there were 4 different variations. To be honest, I don't like seaweed that much, but I tried to eat it anyway. You know, I'm picky with food, but I will tell you that I did overcome my fears and ate quite a few things that I normally wouldn't have eaten. So I don't take any complaints. And I ate the kimbap. I ate quite a lot of it, but I mostly ate like the chicken and the tuna one because that one tasted the best to me. So then at least we had some kind of a lunch. And you know what? At that heat, I think I enjoyed eating the kimbap there because kimbap is like cold. It looks kind of like sushi, but it's not sushi. We were eating 1 serving with us 2, while next to us for a little while there was some businessman sitting there eating the same serving alone in a really short amount of time. Much faster than we were. And then we finished that, and then I thought we were gonna go to Lotte World then. But, you know, it was kind of the last day where I could eat that Korean hot corn dog that I really wanted to eat. It was my last chance, so Nabi Mama wanted to make it possible for me, but we just couldn't freaking find it. She said that we don't have to go to Lotte World right away because a lot of people go like later on the day, like in the evening. So we can just go later and we can try to get the hot dog first. And she said she thinks that she could find it in Myeongdong, which is another kind of like popular shopping street, I guess. So we went to Myeongdong and there were definitely a bunch of street food vendors. And we were looking for one that sells those corn hot dogs that were on my members only wallpaper. But we were looking for like 2 fucking hours and we just couldn't find it. We like asked the other street vendors. Like I bought one thing that wasn't a corn dog. It was like an egg on, kind of like a fried egg on top of kind of like a cake biscuit thing. So it was kind of sweet actually, even though it was egg. So I ate that, and then we asked the vendor if he knows if there's any of those hot dogs around here. Yeah, and they said, oh, like right now, probably not, maybe in the evening. Nabi Mama really wanted to find it for me. Well, I actually, I was like, I guess it's not here. I guess I'm not eating the hot dog this time. Sad, but okay. But she really wanted me to get it. So we ran around Myeongdong for like 2 hours, even though we just wanted to go there like for a short moment to receive the street food. And while we were doing that, Nabi Mama's phone was like... This was the beginning of the day, okay? We just met and had some lunch. And her phone was dead, so we let her phone charge in an Apple store. We just left it there. Nabi Mama, are you sure you just want to leave it there? She was like, yeah, I guess so. It's probably fine. So she left it there and we went around looking for the food. And we couldn't find it, but we ate something else. And then we went into like a makeup... Oh, the snipers. We went into a makeup store. Yeah, after a while, the phone was charged well enough. And at this point, it was like 4 p.m. And I was like, Nabi Mama, I really think we should get going now. We walked so much in the humid heat, so... We were actually kind of close to my hotel, more or less. So we went there to change. I wanted to change clothes because I also wanted to drop off the things that I bought, like some makeup stuff and so on. So we went to the hotel, I changed. This was around 4 p.m. Then Nabi Mama had the genius idea of just ordering food to come to the hotel. I thought, you know, street food might be difficult, but there was a chain that does those hot dogs on delivery. There's a restaurant that focuses on it, and you can also order from them. So this was our last solution, and I was like, you know what? I like being in this air-conditioned hotel right now to cool down a little bit. So why the hell not? So we did that. Yeah, I did upload a picture on Twitter. There were 4. They were pretty voluminous. It was a set of 4, but it was kind of already set in stone what kind they would be. There were 2 that had those cubes that you saw on them. Those were potatoes. Potato cubes on top. And there was sugar on top. So what's inside, though, it was different, depending on the hot dog. So we both went for the ones with the cubes first, yeah? And then Nabi bites in. And inside is just, you know, the typical corn dog filling and a hot dog, a sausage, okay? She finds it pretty early. And also, it came with a shit ton of sauces. Really fun, actually. Like all kinds of different crazy sauces. So you put like a lot of sauces on top and then you eat it. And then I take the same one, the one that looks the same from the outside, and I keep on eating. But inside was no sausage. So I was kind of like, what the fuck, I'm being scammed. But it was filled with mozzarella cheese, not the typical corn dog filling. And I'm like, where is the sausage? I mean, this is really good too, but I want the sausage. I ate it until half and there's still no sausage. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try one of the ones without the potato cubes. And then I eat one and it also doesn't have a sausage. It was also filled with mozzarella. And then Nabi Mama tried one of the other ones without the cubes. And that one, it had like a tiny sausage at the very bottom or so, maybe. I'm not sure anymore. But then she tells me to finish the first one because there might be a tiny baby sausage at the very bottom. So I'm like, okay, I guess, because I really want that sausage now. So I ate it until the end. And there was a tiny baby sausage at the very bottom. Hers was the best one because there was actually a long size sausage in there. Why? I chose the wrong one. Yeah, they were really yummy. There was one also that was not normal potatoes, but sweet potatoes. That was really yummy too. Nabi Mama enjoyed that one the most. She really likes sweet potatoes. A lot of the times when I asked her, oh, what did you eat for breakfast? It was always sweet potatoes. She always said sweet potatoes. There you go. Info about Nabi Mama. She really likes sweet potatoes. That's why she's so sweet. Wow. Good try. So... in the end, I did not get to eat kimbap at all anywhere. Kimbap? Did I say kimbap? I mean tteokbokki. Which is a bit unfortunate, I guess, because it's a very popular meal in Korea. But, you know, then I have something for next time. So, at this point, it was turning 5 p.m., I think. So, it was pretty late. And I was worried, like, is it really okay to go to Lotte World so late? Because if it's anything like Disney World, and Nabi Mama did say it's kind of like Disneyland with, like, standing in line for a long time because the attractions are really popular. And finally, we made our way to Lotte World. We took a train, and we arrived pretty late. 5 p.m. or even later. But there's a ticket that's like after 4 p.m. So it's like a little bit cheaper. So at some point when we realized that we were gonna be late anyway, we were just like aiming to go after 4 p.m. We're like, whatever, I guess. If Nabi Mama says it will be fine, then hopefully it will be fine. So we arrived after a while, and our plan was to wear matching school uniforms because that's apparently a thing that they like to do. There's even outside of Lotte World and inside, there's places where you can rent school uniforms, female and male. They kind of look like cosplay. They don't look too realistic, but yeah, I mean, there's some that look a little bit more serious than others. And you have like choices of colors and ties, and you can have a ribbon or a tie, and you can have a blazer, but you know it's summer, so we didn't go for the blazer. So we took a school uniform, and Nabi Mama was like so worried about I don't know, you know, Nabi Mama, she's really thin, but there's this thing about, I think every girl I met in Japan and in Korea, they're also self-conscious, man. She was so worried about, you know, as if her tummy would look too big in the skirt. I'm like, no, Nabi Mama, you look super flat. I mean, if that's what you want to look like. You're fine, Nabi Mama, don't worry about it. So self-conscious, man. But finally, eventually, we got a good combo of outfit. But actually, because we came so late, there were a lot of things already taken, a lot of sizes were taken, and a lot of ties and ribbons were already taken, so it wasn't ideal, but no, we got something matching. And then the first thing she wanted to do was take some pictures because they have some photo spots, some special photo spots. So before riding any attractions, we went straight to the photo spots. We took like one in front of a merry-go-round, that's what you call it. Oh, but you know, like, there were so many couples around. Like literally, I would say 70%, maybe 60%, or like 50-50 couples and families. Hard to say. But there were a lot of couples who did like a pose where the guy would lift up the girl with his arms locked around, like right under her butt. Can you imagine? It's such a cute pose. And then Nabi and me, we looked at each other. What pose should we do? Can we do that? I guess not. I don't think I can lift you. Nabi Mama tried to lift me for a second. I was like, Nabi Mama, no! You can't lift me! I'm pretty sure. And there were a lot of other people who were doing the couple, the matching look. So we took some pictures there. There's like a professional photographer that takes it for you there. Then we went to a photo booth. They had one of those purikura, Korean purikuras. But they were really strict. Like even inside the purikura booth, you have to wear a mask. In general, everybody in Lotte World, because it was indoors, everybody was wearing a mask. You have to. It was really nice to see everybody taking it so seriously. But even outside, like I couldn't wear the mask much outside because it was so humid. I was sweating on my face, you know. I saw all the Korean people. They all were wearing masks, even outside. Damn, respect. I would do it if it wasn't in the middle of a super humid hot summer, you know. In wintertime, fall, spring, I don't care. I'll gladly wear it, even outside. I actually like wearing it when I don't wear makeup, so I can hide my face. So we took those pictures. We had to stand in line for a little bit at the photo booth. But yeah, we took some cute pictures. Then I was like, Nabi Mama, we should probably lock this in the locker. Because there was a locker where we put our bags. So we were just running around with our phones, basically. Didn't want to carry the bag all the time. And then after we took the pictures, I was like, okay, Nabi Mama, let's go. Let's do some stuff. Let's use some attractions before this closes. And the closest one was like not such a special one. It was just like one of those attractions where you sit down, moves a little bit. It's like a movie theater and you shoot. You have like a gun and you shoot some stuff in the movie. It would show you the rankings sometimes. And even though I felt like I was doing pretty bad because the gun was... the trigger, I don't know, it was kind of hard to use it. And they show you 2 rankings in the beginning and then sometime at the end. Sometime in the beginning, sometime in the end. In the first ranking, I was number 2. And Nabi Mama was 2nd from last. And then in the last ranking, I think I was 4th maybe or so. That was pretty up high, you know, surprisingly. And Nabi Mama, in the last ranking, she was also 2nd from last or so. I think she got a little bit better around the end. 3rd from last or so. Yeah! Okay, so we did that, and that took maybe, I don't know, including waiting in line a little bit, 50 minutes already. Or maybe even an hour. And you must consider we were already late at this point after taking the pictures and then going to the first attraction. It was already like past 6 p.m., almost 7 p.m. By the way, so it was gonna be open until at 10. They were starting to close. I think they were like the attraction stopped and everybody was leaving around 9 to 10. And I was like, yeah, man, we can barely do anything. Oh man. So we quickly wanted to go to the next attraction, whatever. We didn't have like anything specific in mind. But while we were running to the next attraction, they were starting the parade. There was a parade going on, or about to start. So people were like sitting on the ground in a lot of places, and we were just trying to find any attraction, to be honest. There were even like some hot balloons up at the very high ceiling, but not real hot balloons. They were like, you know, going through like some kind of ceiling tram. I wanted to go up there, but I never found out how to get up there. So then we were just like running around randomly trying to find really anything, really, because anything would have been fine. And then we accidentally found the entrance to the line for the most popular attraction. I would say it's probably the most popular attraction. I saw like people using it when we were running around. I was like, oh, kind of want to try this one too. It's one of those roller coasters where you go through water, and then at the very end, you go through part that makes you pretty wet, because the water goes like swoosh. You go right through it, so it makes you a little bit drenched. It was one of those attractions. We found that accidentally, and it was right when the parade was starting. I think we started lining up at like, I don't know, when does the parade start? There's probably actually an official time. That would help me back up my story. I don't know. It was probably already past 7 p.m. The good thing is, while we started lining up, we could watch the parade actually. It was right where all of the parade was like coming out of. Where that door is where we started lining up pretty much. So we could see it actually pretty well. I took some videos too. It was quite interesting, like compared to Disneyland parades. Disneyland compared to Lotte World, Disneyland feels way more tacky and like childish. I thought that like they made some really big, what do you call those things that they roll around on? But they looked very original and interesting, and they looked so creative. Floats, I guess? So it was really cool to see like a difference in style, because when I first went in, I thought this was just like basically a off-brand Disneyland. But no. They even had like an ice rink and stuff, so it was pretty different. It has a lot of things that Disneyland doesn't have to offer, and I guess it's probably also cheaper. I don't know, I didn't really compare prices. But the ladies, the actors, they were mostly like foreigners, like beautiful foreigners looking like models. Barely any Asian looking faces. But I think they do the same in Disneyland Tokyo. They use a lot of foreigners, I think. Especially for the princesses. But this was just for like the random dancers. Maybe if I ever move to Korea, this could be a job for me. Humble as ever. Wait, what did I say? No, honestly, the princesses, I wasn't saying that I could be a princess at Disneyland or whatever. I'm saying I could be one of those like side dancers or so. What was that? What is that? So we were watching the parade, but since the attraction we were lining up for was so popular, we were waiting in line for quite some time. And at some point, we were starting to worry if we can give back the school uniform in time. If I remember correctly, I think the school uniform place wanted us to return it at like 9 p.m. And we were still standing in line. Like around half an hour before 9 p.m. I think we called the store because it still looked like we had a long way to go. So we called them and we were like, sorry. We're not gonna make it. We actually returned it late because we were standing in line for I think a total of 2 hours. And once we got like pretty close, that's also when the store was closing, and we were like, we were standing in line for almost 2 hours. It's almost our turn. Leaving the line now to return the school uniform would be such a waste. So Nabi Mama called them and was like, sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive. Please forgive. We will return as soon as possible. And they were like, yeah, just be there as fast as possible, please. Nabi Mama said that while we were in the changing room, the ladies that were working there, they kind of gave like a Kiara impression. Like they kind of had an attitude. They were like chit-chatting like high schoolers. I don't know. They seemed like they could be a little bit of a mean girl type of lady. You know what I mean? On the phone too. Nabi Mama was a little bit intimidated. So anyway, for the attraction, I was kind of nervous about it because I like roller coasters, but I'm also really bad at them. But it didn't have a loop. As long as it doesn't have a loop, I'm okay. I've done maybe 1 or 2 roller coasters in my life that have a loop, and even without a loop, I don't know. I'm so bad at handling them. I was actually the one who said to Nabi Mama I wanted to do that one. When I saw it, I was like, oh, it looked like so much fun with the water. Yeah, I want to do it. I was the one. So it was basically a boat, like a 4-seater, and it went like up. It was, I think, 2 times that we went up, and 2 times where it was like really, really fast going down. It was terrifying. I thought I was gonna die. I was screaming really loud. I honestly, I was so scared that I don't remember at all how Nabi Mama reacted. So unfortunately, I can't share any stories of how she dealt with it. I think she enjoyed it. I don't think she was as terrified as I was. Can you stop? Make something up? No, I'm not gonna make anything up. No. I always tell you guys the truth. I always tell you guys true stories. I was holding a spear. No way. You're saying that you were one of the guards? Are you joking? You're just joking. You're kidding, right? I'm not gonna lie. There were some recognition moments during my trip. Not many, but there were some. But I don't believe you. But I mean, even if it was you, then you were doing your job, and you definitely wouldn't have been able to just go like, oh, Takadashi Kiwawa, I'm your fan. Please, can I have your signature or something? So you're supposed to guard the palace, right? So I believe that. So we did an attraction, and then we had to run for our life to return the school uniform at a decent time. But I mean, we were late, and I'm sorry for that. But in the end, after the attraction, when we literally ran there, and they were playing Dance the Night Away from Twice. So while we were running, I was like dancing. It was actually fun. So we ran as fast as possible, and the store was still open. We were like 15 minutes late. The store was still open, and people were still returning school uniforms. And yeah, I think this is like, it happens to them a lot probably. Not such a big deal, but I'm sorry for keeping them waiting. Sorry. So that was basically it. So we really didn't do much. But we returned it, and then we changed into a normal clothes. And we could still enjoy the Lotte World a little bit longer, because actually, like, the school uniform was like, you had to return it at 9 p.m. I think. But then the park was still running a little bit longer until like 10 p.m. So we went back in, but there was no time for another attraction, and like most of them seemed closed at that point. So what we did then was, I think the only thing that we really did was checking out the outside, because it's not only indoor, it actually does have an outdoor space. They actually have also like a huge castle, just like Disneyland. It looks like a Disneyland castle. And also they have fireworks. At least, like, we were inside when we heard some fireworks, but it was only 2, I think. They let go 2 tiny fireworks. We kind of saw some sparkles and heard the really loud bang sound, but I don't know if that was fake or if it was really happening. But then outside they did have the castle lit up, and they had also inside, they had some light shows going on after 9 p.m. So yeah, It goes on pretty long. And at the end, we took some pictures. The Nabi mama took some pictures of me. We also got another couple to take some pictures of us in front of the big castle. And then we went back in, and Nabi mama still wanted to show me some more stuff outside, but it seemed like everything was already like over after Lotte World. So we left around like 10, I guess. And then we were like, okay, well, is this goodbye? It's really late, but I guess we didn't eat dinner. So Nabi mama's like, do you want to eat dinner? What do you want to do? And then I was like, you know what we kind of failed to do last time? We didn't get that ramen by the river. We could do that now, because then it doesn't matter, you know, we don't need a restaurant, because the restaurants are mostly closed then. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that. You wanted to do that. So wouldn't that be perfect just now? We found a spot that was good to reach with a taxi from Lotte World. We took a taxi to a good river spot, and there was a convenience store there, and you buy your ramen ingredients there. And Nabi mama said, this one is probably not so spicy. You can probably eat that, she says. Well, yeah, it was, in the end, it was a little bit spicy. But I tried my best while my nose was running and my eyes were tearing. I tried my best to eat it. I put in some cheese too, and an egg. A raw egg that kind of, with the hot water, it turned into a fried egg. Boiled fried egg. And we used those machines like outside of the convenience store. I guess they don't have that at every convenience store in Korea, but they have it by the river. So in this case, they had these machines out there when you cook the ramen. So I was like, Nabi mama, show me how to do it. But turns out, I think it was her first time doing it. I think she said either first time or second time. Well, it was probably the first time. So she wasn't quite sure about how to use it herself either. But I was watching her, figuring it out, and then I did my own. And then we sat down, and then I used this trick that Nabi mama told me about. Like when we were at the river the other day, we were looking at all those other people, and some of them were using like a bottle of water on top of their phone's flashlight, and it lights up like a lamp. It's so genius. I was like, oh, Nabi mama, that's so genius. And she was like, yeah, young people nowadays like doing that. And I'm like, oh my god, I will remember that. Maybe that will come in handy one day. I used to do that. Really? I've never seen anyone do that ever before. And it has such a nice, soft but bright light. You should try it, guys. I think the bigger the bottle, the better. The bigger the bottle, the better. It's like a tongue twister. So, since there were no other lights, there were like benches and stuff, but there were no lights. So we had to make our own light. And we used it, and then we ate the ramen. And it was really nice, because I was looking at the scenery, the river, the city on the other side. And even though it's like not a 5-star 4-course dinner or whatever, I thought this was the perfect way to end the day. To end the trip, even. It was a perfect day. Like, okay, we had some troubles finding the hot dogs and all that, but I don't know, the whole day, it was so perfect. We had nice lunch, even though we couldn't find the tteokbokki, the right one, but we still had a nice lunch. And then we went shopping a little bit. We ate some street food. We chilled in the hotel a little bit to cool down. Then we went to Lotte World. We ran around, had like we used 2 attractions at least. Took some cute memory pictures. We were late to return our school uniforms that we dressed up in. And then late at night at the river, close to midnight, we ate some instant ramen, self-made instant ramen in the dark next to a simple self-made phone light. But then I was getting sad. I was like, oh man, now I have to leave. It's so sad. And then after we ate, Nabi was actually shocked that I ate so much. She was like, wow, you did a good job. Yeah, I tried my best. It was yummy. And then we took a taxi to my hotel. Nabi mama joined me because she was just gonna go with the same taxi straight to her home. And then I asked her to get out of the taxi for a moment to give me a hug. And then I gave her a hug and I said, thank you, Nabi mama, for guiding me and thinking so much about what to do. And I must have been it must have been annoying to like choose fitting foods in a country where everything's spicy, but you tried your best to find stuff that I can eat. And And you spent so much time with me, although you're probably also busy. And thank you so much, and I think I really made a friend here. I'm gonna be sad. I really think like we got so close, and I wouldn't have expected it. She's Amelia's artist mommy. I never would have expected to hang out with someone like that for so long. And she was, she was just a normal girl during those days. She was just a normal girl to me who was, just a normal girl with normal everything. Just a normal girl. Cute! Very cute though, but normal girl, normal human. And told me some secrets and intimate stories too. Yeah, I hope I'm not imagining this, but I think we had a good time and we got along really well. And I'm looking forward to showing her Austria and maybe some other countries in Europe and returning the favor. Then she went back into the taxi and I waved until it left and I cried a little bit. I was kind of sad seeing her go, because I feel like we really made a connection. I really enjoyed being with her, and she put so much effort into planning everything. Oh, it was really nice. The last day, I think, just ended it so nicely. After I came home, like around midnight or so, it was pretty late. So I got home, I didn't have much time to pack if I wanted to sleep, but in this case, I had to sacrifice my sleep. Oh my god, I really tried my best packing. Was it a tight fit? Well, I already knew by the amount of merchandise that I received and the amount of shopping that I did that it was gonna be a bit difficult to fit everything inside. But I somehow made it fit perfectly. It somehow all fit in, even though that was a shit ton of merchandise, man. But what I noticed is that it was quite heavy. And I know I have noodle arms and all that, but in this case, I really knew this was incredibly heavy. I left like 2 t-shirts and 1 pair of shoes that was actually broken anyway. I did leave that. I had like 3 cups, like teacups, mugs from the Aniplus cafe. And those take a lot of space, right? So what I did is I took them out of the cardboard boxes and I put like socks and stuff, whatever I had to put into the suitcase anyway. I tried to fill the cups with that. So I tried strategically smart packing. Did I tell you I bought like a shit ton of masks at that store called Mask Lab? I even went to the store a second time to get even more. They come in like some cardboard boxes, so I took the masks out of there. They're all individually packaged in plastic, but by taking them out of the cardboard, at least a little bit of space is saved. So, after a fucking eternity of packing, really nicely, really effectively, then I finally went to sleep. So I woke up early after only getting like a really short amount of sleep. Got a quick breakfast. And then I already did my checkout in the evening before to save time. And I ordered a taxi to go to the airport on the evening before too. I was like super prepared, yeah? So I had the taxi come early in the morning with more than enough time to reach the airport, like 2 hours, a little bit more than 2 hours early. And then I arrived and everything just went so smoothly. I may have not gotten much sleep, but besides that, everything went so smooth. The packing went smooth, the checkout went smooth, the taxi, everything. There was no traffic jam. Everything was super smooth. And then I arrived at the airport and I returned my pocket Wi-Fi really smoothly. Again, I was surprised because I gave it to them and that's it. Didn't have to like pay anything extra or I don't know, sign any documents or so. Just had to give it to them. That's it. Super easy. The money that was in my transportation card, because I charged too much on it, the rest of the money I could actually easily take out by going to the convenience store where I also bought the card in the first place, or where Nabi Mama bought it. And I could still keep the card, but yeah, if you have it in Korea and you charge too much on your transportation card and then you leave in the country and you don't know what to do, you can get it back. And then I I went to the money exchange place and exchanged the rest of my won. So I did all of that very smoothly. And then finally, after eating a sugar glazed donut from Krispy Kreme as like a extended breakfast. That was yummy. Yummy donut. Then I finally went to check in my suitcase. And I was pretty worried about it because I knew it felt extremely heavy. So turns out it was approximately 9 kilogram over, which is quite a lot, man. I did not expect for them to accept that because maybe 1 or 2 kilograms, yeah, I would expect them to be nice and say, well, go ahead, it's fine. So when I saw the weight on there, I was like, okay, how much does it cost? Can I pay with card? And then he asks me, the counter guy, oh, was it your first time here? And I said, yeah, I'm just returning home. And he said, oh, did you like it? Are you gonna come again? And I said, yeah, probably. I think so, maybe next year. And then he says, okay, you don't have to pay for it. It's okay. He's being nice to me because I enjoyed, maybe in the hopes of me coming back to the country again. Binding contract. No, not really, but judging by how that conversation went, I feel like his intention was, if I give the right answers, he's gonna let it pass. If I give the answer like, oh, this is my 10th time, or no, I didn't like it, he was gonna say, no, you have to pay. No, I don't think, no, there's no fucking way that he's from KFP. Oh my god, like 9 kilo over, and he just lets it go. I was so thankful for that. I didn't expect that. That's so gracious. Not usually a big deal if a bag is heavy. Mostly they need to make sure it's safe for baggage. Yeah, but you know, they could have easily, you know, made some money. If this was like a worker in a bad mood or in a shitty airport that doesn't like people or a shitty airline, they could have totally said, yeah, you have to pay, even with 1 kilo over. Like, I remember when we returned from Italy, because it was a shitty airline, my friend had like maybe 1 or 2 kilograms over and had to take out some stuff, even though it's really not that much. Why not just say whatever? It's not like it's gonna break someone's back, right? I managed to clear till just over by a few grams and they still want me to reduce. Eh? I ended up with all my power banks being thrown away. Oh, what the fuck, man? Just a few grams? You know, some of these people at those airports, they just want to make somebody suffer because, I don't know, they don't like their job or something. Which I understand, like, it can be a very stressful job, surely, I can imagine. Anyway, I was super excited to get a pass on my luggage, and I will never forget that. Very nice, man. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the story of my last day with Nabi Mama. It was a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day. Yeah, a great last day to make memories. Nice trip, really. I was really sad about leaving. It felt like 1 or 2 days extra would have been nice. But I shall come back and make some more memories. Speaking of morbing, you know, when I flew to Korea, in the movie selection, there was that movie. I had the choice, and for a moment I was thinking about it. Maybe I should watch it, even though people say it's bad, but just in order to understand the joke, you know? But I didn't. In the end, I didn't watch anything during that plane ride. Missed opportunity. Yeah, it was for free there. I should have watched it when I had the option to watch it for free, right? Man. On my way back, I watched 2 movies, though. I watched a quite funny one. But you guys gonna be like, Kiara, your taste is shit. But I just wanted to watch a comedy movie. And I don't know, I didn't know any of the ones in the selection. So I just went with something that looked like it's maybe funny. It was called, I think, The Hustle? It's about 2 women who scam dudes. It was actually funny, okay? It was actually funny. My mom likes it. Really? Yatta. Yeah, with Anne Hathaway. Yeah. People sometimes used to tell me I look like Anne Hathaway. What do you say? What do you say? Look at me. Do I look a little bit like Anne Hathaway? Which celebrity do I look like the most? Takanashi Kiwawa! What?